Well, I'm so I think I'm gonna do this way. I hope that works. Hold on a second. Hold on a moment. All right. Sorry about all that. I'm learning about all this stuff. I think what I want to do, we talked about, or I said something about that I was going to show you how to sharpen up your razor a little bit. So I've got my double duck, and it's in need of a little better edge than I've been using lately. So I want to get a nice, good shave this morning, and so I'll show you what I do. It's probably not the best, but because I've seen other people who do a better job than me as far as all that goes. But c'est la vie, as the French say. So I will show you what I do and what works for me, what's been working for my razors for the last 10 years or so. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have along the way if you have some. So I'm live, so if anybody watches, then that'd be a good thing. There. Whoops, dropping this around. Oh goodness, I thought this was going to work a little bit better. Let me see how to prop this baby up here. Well, look at that. If I go this side, there we go. Good shot of my gut right there. Isn't that nice? Okay, so what I have, when I bought all of my razors, I bought some vintage stones as well. These are some that they were, well, like I say, they're vintage. They're just old stones. And I found along the way, I'll come to this one in a moment, but I found along the way that this one here, although they're all very smooth, this one here seems to have a little more open of a grain to it, and maybe slightly coarser than this one. And this one here is very, very fine, very smooth, and gives me a good finished edge. This one here is usually the one that I use to start with. Sometimes I'll take the two with a little water between them, and I'll rub them together to make sure that they both have as flat a surface as they can. The one kind of works off the other. It also leaves me with a bit of a slurry, which some people seem to really like when they're shaving, when they're sharpening their razors. And I've got this other one. It's just kind of a cute, cool little thing. It's got all these little divots in there, and that was supposed to make it so that as you're doing your final edge, it will remove any sort of a burr that you might have on there. So sometimes I'll finish with that one, and that leaves that prevents you from over sharpening, because you can actually get over sharp to where the edge will not hold itself up any longer and will actually curl around a little bit, which you don't want. That's not good for you. This one here will remove any of that burr as you go. How that works, I don't remember, but that's what it says on the box, and I kind of like it anyway. So let's just get to it. I'm going to go ahead and use my red rock right here. Red rock. A red stone. Sorry, too close to Sedona. We talk about red rocks when we're in Sedona. So get it wet. Some people might soak a stone or something like that. You can see that this does absorb quite a bit of water. You see, I just layered water on it. Right away you can see it soaking in. So what I'll do is usually leave a stream going on there as I'm sharpening it. The important thing about when you're sharpening, first of all, keep your fingers out of the way. You put a finger up there like that and run your razor across it, you will trim it. You don't want to trim your fingers. Okay, so the important thing to do is to lay your blade flat, completely flat on the surface of the stone. That is how the perfect edge is achieved. You can see how this is called hollow ground, which means that it's got just enough of a backbone on the back of it, and enough of the scoop here to set the perfect edge on the tip of, or the very edge of your blade like that. So there's no thinking involved. You just lay it right across the stone like so, and you give it as many whacks as you need across there. Now for me, that's usually about 50. I'll do about 50. You know, that was 10. So I'll do a few more like that just to show you what it's all about, but I won't bore you with all 50 strokes because you don't need to see all that. Now, what I was saying about getting yourself a little bit of a slurry going, Some stones just do that kind of naturally. This one here, I can build it up a little bit. Like I said, if I take my other stone and I rub them together, and what you'll feel is a little bit of a vacuum or suction kind of happening there. It gets harder and harder to move one across the other. That's because you built up a little bit of a slurry. You can see some gray on there. You can see some red on there. It means I'm building up a little bit of a slurry. That seems to help. I don't know why. Some people seem to like it. I don't really care. Either way. What I've also found is that if counting how many strokes you're giving it along the way doesn't really make a difference for you, go by the feel. What'll happen is you come across, and as you're first doing it, it'll feel a certain way. I don't know how to really describe it. I'm going to say, I don't want to say chunky or anything like that, but it feels a certain way. But after a few strokes on here, you will feel just a subtle difference in the way that blade glides across the stone. And you know at that point that you've done about as much as you can with that stone, that it has done better on that edge. Some people will go ahead and test it on their face a little bit and that sort of thing. I just found that after doing this for so many years, that after a certain point, that blade will give you kind of an answer as far as where it is in the scheme of things, and whether it's done with the particular stone that you're using. And you can go to a finer stone like I'm doing here and run it across there for a little bit. Well, I see somebody's following now or watching now. Thank you. Welcome. Drop a comment if you like. It's all kind of new to me, and I don't know how the comments will show up, but I'd love to see it. And if it is such a thing that I can answer while on the fly while I'm doing this, I will do that. I know I've got some subscribers from the UK, and so I thought you might enjoy a story about one time when I was a wrangler at the Los Angeles Equestrian Center. They had fixed it all up for the 1984 Summer Games over there. They had all the horse games there. And anyway, I was a wrangler. People were coming by to rent horses and that sort of thing. That's what a wrangler does. He takes care of the horses, right? So anyway, a couple gals came by and they had this wonderful English accent, I thought, anyway. And a couple of gals, they were going on about, oh, what magnificent steeds you have and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, oh, hey, I'm just trying to be friendly. I said, you gals sure are a long way from England, aren't you? Oh, my goodness, it was like you would have thought I called their kids ugly or something. They looked at me. Oh, Wales, mister. It's Wales. And, oh, I figured I couldn't lose anything at that point. So I said, oh, you Wales sure are a long way from England, aren't you? Oh, I'm kidding. Anyway, I hope somebody liked that one. Already lost my one viewer. Guess not. Oh, well. I amuse myself. So now I'm wetting my brush. I'm getting the hottest water I can on it. I'll go ahead and let that set in the hot water for a little bit and kind of get the bristles all nice and warm and such. What I need to do, final thing before you go and you shave with this, I wiped it dry. I'm gonna run it across my my strop here. And I do have a real Russian shell strop. Shell and Russian kind of go together. It means that they actually got this leather from the hind end of a horse. This is the best part, I hear. Anyway, that's what I found when I was looking for a strop. I went ahead and I bought the best I could, which was Russian shell. There's the south end of a northbound horse. So anyway, that's how that goes. Let me see. Do I have a comment here yet? No? Uh-huh. All right, no. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. Okay, enough of that. Now, I've wet my brush. I'm going to whip up a little bit of lather. And I like to do it on a wet face because normally I shave coming right out of the shower. I didn't want to do that to anybody. I went ahead and got clothed first. So let me just go ahead and moisten my face a little. Be right back. Good. And one of the things I plan on doing today is getting up to old Rubenov's. There's a Russian barber place up here in Phoenix. And I want to see if they've got any other shave products that I can kind of check out and show you all. Because there's more than one way to shave, I know. I generally just go with it straight ahead. Wet lather, like so. And I don't know, nothing fancy about it. Kind of weird shaving in an iPad here. There's a slight delay. Anyway, a couple of tips for you when you're shaving with a straight razor. Pay attention. If you've had a bad day, you wake up grouchy, forget about it. Don't be talkative. Don't be grumpy. Don't be thinking about other things. I can tell you something. Some of the worst cuts I've gotten doing this, and yeah, you can cut yourself doing this. Some of the worst cuts I've gotten, just because I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about something else. You just had a fight with your wife, girlfriend, significant other, I don't know what you call people nowadays, but if you've just been in a fight and you're feeling it, it's not a good time to shave. You put that stuff aside. I'm going to improve on this. If people really like to see this, we'll see how the readership goes. I'll read all the comments and see if there's any likes and such. But if things go well with it, then I'll keep doing this, and then I'll get better at it. I'll figure out a better camera setup and all that sort of thing. Oh my goodness. I wonder I can't see anything. Just looked at myself and realized I'm not wearing glasses. Cannot see a thing without them. Huh. So you saw me shave blind for the first time. All right, I'm moistening up a little more. Water, hot as I can take it. Throw a little more lather on here. I'm going to go with upward strokes this time and get it smooth as can be. I can see now. Thought something was wrong with my camera there. Hear that wonderful scratching noise? Means you're effective. You're getting it off. If you ever want to test that theory, go back over an area you just did. Less of a scratch. I think you did all right. Okay. Yeah, I thought I got a little deep on that right there. That'll be all right. Nicks are good for cowboys. Don't kid yourself. All right, just gonna rinse this off. Towel off. I'll put a little lotion on today, because why not? There we go. Towel was stuck. Hey, thanks for joining me. Nice to see somebody's on there. Not all by myself anymore. I've had a couple people pop on, but I don't get the whole shaving thing myself. Just something I got to do. And it's a good way to practice for live streams, because something I want to do in the future. I'll be doing some cooking and such. Probably on Thursday nights. Throw together Thursday. I'll do some cooking and show people how to make a pot of chili. About 82 different ways. Hello there, Dixon. That's nice. I'm glad you said something, because I didn't know if chat would pop up or what would happen with it. It popped up for a moment and then disappeared. But thanks for that. Yeah, I don't know how I... No idea what I do when I try to shave without glasses. Make me crazy. All right. Well, that's about it for today. Maybe we'll talk about what to do with a mustache next time. Bye for now. Oh, remember some Cowboys. See if I can make some up. Be pretty. Be proactive. Be liking and subscribing. And, of course, be Erudite. Thanks for joining me. Bye.